Have you tried to do ever a fixed RR?
I have.
And it just didn't work. It wasn't working.
It just wasn't my type of trading. It just wasn't my type of trading. I'd get too much like anxious when I'm so close to the take profit, but then it reverses. You know, I'd be like, oh, I'd like kick myself. Why didn't I take profit up there? Why didn't I take profit where I was at instead of my 1 to 3?
That's like a skill in its own, is like knowing when to get out of the trade.
It is definitely a skill, yes.
What are your tips for people wanting to know when to get out of the trade?
Man, you just got to know your technical analysis, I guess. You got to know when it looks like the market's going to pull back. It's really just gut feeling.
Okay.
There's no
So you trust your gut a lot.
Yeah, I do trust my gut, but I also just let my strategy play out. I let the market take my stops when we go farther and I trail. So
sweet. Man, there's so much going on.
So yeah,
it's crazy.
I trade a lot differently from the majority of traders.
I like
you could say.
the approach though. It's very unique. I will say.
I like to trade. I feel like, man, no one actually knows how banks trade other than the banks itself. But I feel like that's more of what the banks trade like.
The approach.
So I want to follow them and I want to trade like what they do. But no one actually knows what they trade, how they trade, other than them. So,
if you could ask somebody who did know, 3 questions, or let's just say 1 for now.
Okay.
1 question. What would you want to ask them? What would you want to know from an institutional trader?
Oh, from an institutional trader.
From someone like who actually trades at the bank or is the bank, right?
Well, I would want to ask what position, what risk they take, how much % they take per trade. Is it a quarter of a percent? Is it 0.5%? Do they vary it? Do they build positions? Do they, put a buy as it goes lower? They still feel to buy it. They place another buy and they just continue to place buys. I want to know like how much they risk per trade.
So you brought that up. That's an interesting point there. Like the actual pyramiding, right? So like, let's say the market's going up, right? For example, I guess maybe it's not the best way, but one of the ways to do it, right? You start with your most positions, right? Yes. Maybe 3 positions on the bottom, then you scale down. You go on your next move up, you go 2 trades, then 1 trade at the top, and then ideally you're in enough profit from the bottom trades that there's like no drawdown, right? Yeah. What are your thoughts on that? Is that something you want to implement at some point?
Something kind of like that. I'm kind of branching into there a little bit.
It's a very advanced skill.
It's a small part of the strategy that I've been placing a couple of trades like that, where you'll place your initial position. It's very small because you don't know initially. Yeah, it's a very small position because you don't know how low it's going to go. But trying to catch reversals. So you'll place your initial position, and if it continues to kind of go down a little bit, you'll place another small position. And if it continues to go down, you'll place another small position until you feel like your bias has changed. If your bias has changed, you'll close out of all of them. But if you still feel heavily that it's going to reverse, then you continue until you see that reversal. And by then you have more of an averaged position of that whole of all of them.
Interesting. And you keep saying how you feel, right? So like some traders don't go based on how they feel at all, right? Like they're like, no, that's a no-no, right? But you seem pretty confident and tapped into your gut.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll take that bias. I wouldn't really say
with a grain of salt.
No, I take the bias more. I will feel the bias more than my actual gut feeling. I'll take the bias. I'll use it more, I guess you could say. A lot of the time,
just a confluence, maybe.
Yeah, so a lot of time with the position trading, I guess you could say, the time I'll decide to start scaling out of it and getting out of the trade for like a loss is when I'll initially place the trade from, let's say, the commitment of traders data is showing that the institution more long a pair, and that's when I could start building the position. And I'll start, I guess you could say, removing it by when these the commitment trader new data comes out. I can see that they'll start closing positions, and I see they're actually getting out of the long. I'm like, okay, maybe the idea was wrong. I'm going to start closing it, just like they are.
How often are these institutional trades wrong?
I mean, they're
profitable, right?
Yeah,
so they got to be winning most of the time.
Like 70% right, 30% wrong.
Okay.
It's more of the lagging behind what makes it wrong. Problem. That is the problem. So you'll be like a week behind because it comes out on Friday after like the market closes.
Yeah.
So
much can happen.
Yeah. The next time you're actually placing a trade after Sunday, because there's so much volatility, Monday, they actually put their data in on Tuesday, the last Tuesday. So you're already a week behind. Mm-hmm. You know, you'll always be like a week behind. So
it sees like you wish there was a way where you can have that live data feed.
Yeah,
right?
But that's a little bit of insider trading right there, a little bit illegal. So I don't know if I want to go to jail for that. But
well, you're doing pretty good with what you're doing.
Thank you.